All right, what's going on, fam? I am leaving work and I'm running a little bit late today. I am running late. I hope that I will not be get charged a late fee picking up my kids. Trying to get, let's see, it's 5:30. I got to pick up my kids by 6. So I'm going to go really fast, all right? So join on my ride without rush. Now to come this way. Gotta go past this truck. Oh no. Obstacles come. Obstacles go. They come and go. We're still on it. Let's go. We're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it today. Just gotta keep moving, all right? I'm not sure this is looking too good. Right now it's 5:35. Gotta be there soon. Hang in there with me. Driving. So, as I'm on the way to try to get to where I need to be, hopefully I will not be late. Woo. I like to talk a little bit about an experience I had a couple days ago. One of my followers sent me a message. He asked me, he's from Qatar, Iran, and I'm in the United States. So just let's set that up a little good right there for you so you know what's going on. He's from Qatar, and he sees me as this big figure. You know, I have a lot of followers on Instagram and all that jazz, right? He asked me if I was married. And so I said, yes, I am married. And the first thing he said was, would you like to have another wife? And my expression was, oh. It should not have quite been that way, because what I realized is that is quite a normal thing in Iran, in Qatar. So I'm laughing. I was just laughing at this. And he was completely serious. Now, this was by Instagram text message. And so this guy was serious, and he asked me, why don't you want another wife? And I said, because it is illegal to get married to more than one person in the United States. That's the truth, in case you didn't know. It is illegal to marry more than one person in the United States. So I shared this with my wife, and she laughed. We had a good chuckle, but then she gave me the side eye, like, you better not even try to do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it was a learning situation when it comes to cultural norms. So today I'm at my job, and I'm talking, you know, with a young lady who's from Pakistan. She told me, so let's rewind again. I'm on Instagram. Somebody sends me a message, says, oh yeah, so glad you have a great Instagram page. You're an inspiration to me. Are you married? I said, yes. He says, would you like another wife? And then he says, I told my teacher about you. I told my teacher that you may be a good candidate for a husband. And so I laugh and I say my wife may not agree with that. And again, polygamy, more than one wife, is illegal in the United States. So I talked with a lady from Pakistan. She says she grew up not too far from the Middle East, and that is completely normal to have more than one wife. The thing is that each wife must have their separate house, so on and so forth. You must take care of them. You must take them shopping and all that jazz. So I had an education in cultural norms today and a few days ago. Alright, so I tried to go down this alley yesterday, and it was like too much construction going on, too much stuff in my way. So I am walking into work this morning. I'm running kind of late, actually. It's like 9:30, but you know how I close sometimes, but we're gonna make it happen because I gotta work late. Well, this is downtown Baltimore. It is. Spot over here. This is one of my most interesting spots right here. Art studio. Alright, so we're walking into work. We rolling. 2nd of July. July 2nd. We hitting. Well, I got a B project manager today. Be who you want to be in the future right now. Don't wait for the future. I'm trying to be skinny. Gotta be skinny now. Alright, on the way home, checking out my beard to make sure the lineup is looking right. Gotta look good, you know what I'm. There we go. Trying to be on time today. I'm not taking the alley. No way. Too many obstacles. Alright, fam. Heading on my way away from work. Hope to get the kids on time. Still getting adjusted to this new phone. This phone, it's really close to your face. It's a tighter shot, so I'm getting used to this. But it's cool though. So far, so good. Make sure my beard is looking crisp. Trying to grow it so it's higher. Trying to get a real beard, you know what I mean? Yeah, what's going on, fam? It is 5:39. I'm running a little bit late, but I'm gonna keep it moving. I think we'll be on time though. We're gonna make it. Interesting day today. Getting ready to go on a break next week. This is the week of the 4th of July in the United States. So it's the 2nd and the 4th is 2 days from now. Tomorrow I'll be getting out a little bit early. And then we're off on the 4th. So on Thursday we're off on the 4th of July. So I forgot that was a day. I just want to tell you a little bit of something about why I forgot. I do not have patriotism. Really, I don't. I do not have significant patriotism, and you probably don't know why, because I'm an American. America's great and all that jazz, right? Oh yeah, America is great for some people. However, I don't know if you've noticed the color of my skin. It is brown. It's not so pleasant for brown people in America in general. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, we are, you know, we do have some prosperity and all of that. However, there are systems set up in the United States that are institutionalized racism. There are disproportionately a larger number of black and brown people in the prison system than other types of people. In addition, there are many barriers to entry, like barriers to get into different, schools and all kinds of different things because you were black. Now, I don't want to cry as a sob story because of that fact, but I do want to say that, in essence, makes me non-patriotic. You won't find me around here waving a flag for some 4th of July like this is cool. I wear red, but I'm not jumping up and down for the red, white, and blue, in case you don't understand this. And I hopefully, through this vlog that I'm doing a daily, it's going to come out weekly, but I hope to explain a little bit more about the dynamics of the black experience. Black, I mean, you can say African American, but I'll just say black. That's the easiest thing to describe myself. I'll talk about that experience within the United States. Hopefully we can share culturally how that thing happens, so for all my folks, peace. All right, so I had an interesting conversation today with Aaron Hill, my good buddy Aaron Hill from Aaron Hill TV. This guy, he's my man. Whenever I need some help and expand my brand, This guy's there to help me. In fact, that's what he's doing in his new venture. And he has a podcast called the Aaron Hill Podcast on Anchor. You want to check that out if you get a chance. But he really helped me today, really kind of fine-tune some things and just digest some things as I interacted with a lot of my followers who are from India and Pakistan. So let me give you a story. You know, the time difference in India and Pakistan is like night and day, obviously. So when it is about 1 p.m. here, it's about 10:30 p.m., over in India. So one of my followers that I'm linked with on WhatsApp, he tried to call me in the middle of the day, and I told him I was at work. When he realized I was at work, he was very apologetic. And I was like, no problem, man. We all make mistakes. Just, try not to call me business hours with the United States. And he didn't know. And he just said he was so thankful. It was like, thank you for respecting me and all that. So that made me think, like, I don't understand. Are there some youth that are being disrespected in that area of the world, in India and Pakistan? I want to know the answer to that question. I don't know. Are there some older people, some of the parents who really don't understand what's going on with the youth, with this new technology thing? I mean, for example, I'm talking to you. I'm in the United States. Whoever's watching this, I don't know who will be, but I'm making an assumption that it's going to be mostly people from India and Pakistan, because that's a major follower base. I'm talking to you right now. I'm driving home. It's 5:44 p.m. You may not even be awake now, but I am talking about these issues, and you're getting a different perspective from me from the palm of your hand. So you can look in your hand and you can have access to the world. But my point here, I want to give you the real. I want to let you know how it really is in the United States. And I want to let you know how things are. Sometimes you can have these ideals floating around in your head, trying to figure out this is how that place is. It's not always what it seems. So I had a conversation with my man, Aaron Hill, and he advised me to look at the different issues that happen in India and Pakistan. I subscribe to the paper, The Hindu, and I'm getting more information as I move along as my journey toward Indo-Pak expert. Now, my Indo-Pak expert title on Instagram right now is because most of my followers are from India and Pakistan, and I help them to solve problems by giving advice. But in order to become a global Indo-Pak expert, actually, peace treaty kind of stuff, I need to study. And that is what I'm working on. So join me on this journey. Peace. So I just watched this video on FMF, and it talks about what's wrong with the Indian youth. And it's amazing, all of the things that were touched upon in this video. It was an amazing video. It talked about how the youth, some youth are obsessed with the United States. And they look up to the United States. They want to speak English. They don't want to speak Hindi. They try to get an English, some type of American accent instead of speaking Hindi, and don't want to, and are proud of not reading and writing in Hindi. Look, this guy right here, me, Kemet Price in the United States, I want to learn Hindi. I would love to learn it. Guess what? In the United States, most people can only speak one language. That's English. You should be blessed to be able to speak multiple languages and read and write in multiple languages. Another thing this guy talked about was the subject of marriage, and about, people don't want arranged marriages and they want to do the proposal and all the stuff that they see in the movies. That stuff means nothing. Nothing. I've been with my wife for almost 15 years. It was not an easy road. It is not an easy road. The proposal is only the small part of the process of getting married. And I think arranged marriages are cool. I would like to do that with my daughters if I could. I don't think that's going to fly here in the United States. However, all this to say is be proud of your culture. Be proud of who you are. American culture is not all that cracked up to be. Not moral. Sometimes it's a free-for-all. Like I said before, I said in one of my live feeds, I said that Indian culture is what American culture used to be in the 60s and 70s. We need to get better. Peace. So what's going on, fam? This is your boy Kemet. Yeah. The Indo-Pak learner, the Indo-Pak student, studying the stuff with India and Pakistan, the culture, and what's so have you. I'm on my way home. It's about 5:50 p.m. I'm running a little late. Hopefully I can get my kids on time. I got to get them by 6. I'm probably going to be about 5 to 7 minutes late. I have to pay a late fee. That late fee is $1 per minute. How about that? $1 per minute. Good gracious, man. All right, they're paying $7, $8. Anyway, I wanted to share with you something today. It's been an amazing experience the last couple of days. It may have something to do with the solar eclipse. I mean, I'm a believer in how the cosmos affects human physiology. You know, we are 90% water, and if the moon affects the earth in a certain way, and we are almost, say if the moon affects the tides, say if the moon causes the tides to rise and fall, why wouldn't the rest of the cosmos have the same effect on our body? You know, it's a solar eclipse. So I'll just start with today. Today I had an interesting experience. I spoke with my man Aaron Hill of Aaron Hill TV. Check him out on YouTube. We talked about a whole lot of stuff. We got on the topic of arranged marriage, and I told him I believe in arranged marriages. He in many ways explained to me that when you do arranged marriages, you take the choice out of whoever you arrange the marriage for. You're pretty much making a choice for them before they even knew what choice they had. So if you bring certain families together and you say, our family is going to combine with your family or these other families, this is what's going to happen. You're making a choice for someone. You're not giving them true freedom. I mean, that's almost like a slave master kind of thing. That's what he explained to me. And in many ways, I agree, because at first I was kind of a proponent of that kind of thing to try to set the stage and make it so that, you have the ability to have two people meet together and they can create a family. But we kind of got into that. And with that, we got into the topic of just the universe and Earth and about good and bad and how things are predestined. And, well, whether things are created for you, whether I was destined to be, an influencer or an endopath student on Instagram or a student of the culture or, a reggae singer, it doesn't matter. And so we came to the conclusion that really nothing is really predestined. And you can believe what you want, but I think there are infinite possibilities in life, and you can choose which one you take. And that can be almost anything you want. So this is my message for anybody who's struggling in life and trying to move forward. There's a lot of directions you can go in life. You just have to be willing to have that sense of belief in your mind and carrying it out. So we talked about the subject of objectivity and subjectivity. And so subjectivity is what you think something is, and objectivity is what, I guess, society deems as real or what is the truth. And my argument was that everything is subjective. So everything that you believe is true, or whatever somebody says is true, that is based on their belief. And he kind of added on to that. He said that objectivity is created by confidence, belief, and results. How about that? Confidence, belief, and results. QBR. I actually like that. I'm kind of freestyling this right now. QBR, baby. No, that's not Q. That's CBR. Confidence, belief, and results. And I'm going to add a Q to it. Quality. Confidence, belief, and results is quality. That's quality of life, quality of your well-being. Because your belief and your confidence in yourself and in what you have to offer to the world can fundamentally change your life. So that's my message for today. On the way home, what day is it? The 3rd of July, the day before United States Independence Day, 4th of July. Crazy. Independence Day, slaves were still in captivity, people that look like me. So I don't celebrate it, really. I'll say, what's up? You won't catch me wearing the flag or waving the flag, okay? So talk to y'all later. Good checking. You gotta keep trying. What in the hell is this doing in the middle of the goddamn blasted street? What is that? A dildo? Are you serious? Somebody was getting that thing off in the middle of this alley though. It's not just one. It's like multiple. Yo, that's crazy. What's going on in Baltimore? Yo. Making my way home from work. About to go on vacation next week. It's going to be really fun. Now, whether I was really productive this week, that is the question. I was somewhat productive, and I'm going to keep pushing on. But you know, in this new tech age, the work never stops. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be, what are you talking about? Away from work. You can be on the road. You can be on your mobile device. Doesn't matter. You can work all the time. So anything that I haven't done, I want to make up. So I just want to say this. I have been thinking about value. I get a lot of questions on my page where people ask me, how do you make money? How do you make money? So they ask me thinking that I'm maybe rich. I'm not rich at all, right? So I'll be honest with that. But what I'm learning, I'm moving along in the journey toward being an Indo-Pak expert. I noticed that the more value you give, the more value you receive. And value is not always money. Value has nothing to do with money, actually. Money is a representation of value. Again, let me say that again. It is not the money that is valuable. It is what it represents and what it can do. But who is valuable? You are valuable because you have the ability to take actions in order to give value. Let me explain. So, say if I was a homeless person and I really, I was homeless, I didn't have any money, I didn't know how I would get money, and I was begging on the street. All right, just think of that scenario. So I've been begging on the street for a long time, and I'm trying to figure, how am I going to leave the situation without begging? But then an idea comes to me. I said, well, there's a McDonald's up the street there, and it looks like the front of that McDonald's is very dirty. So I'm just going to start sweeping it up every day. So I sweep it every day. I go back to that same McDonald's and I sweep. I continue to sweep. And within a month's time, people notice me sweeping there and they think I work there. But in actuality, I really don't work there. I'm giving value. So the manager of the store eventually notices that I am cleaning up in front of the store, and he asked, would you mind cleaning up in here? And he doesn't offer me a job. He just says, well, yeah, I appreciate you cleaning up. How about this? The food that we usually throw away, which is like a week's worth of food, I'm going to give to you and your family. So I start sweeping, and I eventually get the food that usually gets thrown in the trash. That is an example of giving value. So give value every day, and that brings you prosperity. All right, let me talk about my journey to become an Indo-Pak expert, if you want to know about that. So I've been working to try to build my Instagram page. I originally joined Instagram in order to build my music reputation up. I'm a reggae singer. I originally was a gospel singer, became a reggae singer, and I released my first single, My Dream, my first professional song, at the age of 43. Now, I've had a dream to do this since I was in my 20s, but it just never worked out for me where I wasn't able to release my own song. So I released that song, and then I decided to start promoting it, or just to try to promote myself on Instagram. So something that I've always loved is motivation. So I just started posting motivational things and motivational memes and so on and so forth, and just got connected with a lot of people in that motivation community. And that motivation community, turns out that motivation community on Instagram and many other places, many other social platforms, is really run and controlled by people who are in the India and Pakistan area. So fast forward this year, I meet my friend of mine. His name is Ayush. He lives in Guwahati, India, and he wanted to do a shout out for me. A shout out is where he promotes my page on his page. He had 100,000 followers. And at that point, I kept gaining Indian followers, but I was trying to gain American followers. I thought my market would be in America. But turns out it's in India between the ages of 18 and 24 because of my motivational post. And so he promoted my page, and he put a post out and he promoted me as an Indo-Pak expert. And he actually put it on my page. And I said, hold on, man. I don't know if I'm an Indo-Pak expert. I'm not an expert in the geopolitical things that go on between India and Pakistan. But he said, trust me, man. Look, this is the way I see you. I see you as an Indo-Pak expert. So I just let him go ahead and promote my page, and I just started to get more and more followers. And then what happened is people started DMing me and they sending me messages, and I really got a lot of joy by helping out kids, younger people who are, working towards success in their lives. And, they see me as an elder. So, and a lot of them call me sir, and that's cool. I mean, a lot of the young folks in India I've met are very respectful. So that's part of my journey, but it starts even before then, my love for Indian food. So I used to work in Dayton, Ohio when I graduated from college, and I worked there, and I was a vegetarian, and one of the options for being a vegetarian is Indian food, and I discovered the Indian buffets, and I used to eat those buffets all the time, and I gained so much weight. And then in addition, about 10 years ago, I worked for Deutsche Bank in right here in Baltimore, Maryland, which was close to DC. And our jobs were sent to India, and I made a lot of friends with the people who were taking over our jobs. So that is a journey. And when it comes to like being an expert is a continual learner. So I'm like a continual learner. I'm a professional student, and I never, ever stop trying to learn new things. So that is my journey. Indo-Pak expert.
Here, you can go.
We didn't do it yet. I didn't record it.
You are recording.
No, I'm not. Now I am. Get back in here.
No, Kira can do it. Kira can do this one. I want a different one. You look so weird. You look so
This is pretty funny. I gotta admit, this is hilarious to me. I'm usually a manly man. But this is too funny.
Now you're a womanly man.
It's so funny.
You're a womanly man.
Get in here. Get in here.
I want to be a womanly woman. Wait, I can't get it.
This is funny.
Wait, can I see me get in? You did the other one.
Hey, we're gonna laugh. Hey, get in there. We can still talk. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Look, it's on. It's on. Come on.
Okay, this looks kind of devilish.
I want to do it.
Hey, I think it's not a bad look though. How about it?
Here,
why are you in here? Why? Oh no, it's only 2 people that can get in that one time. But it's fire. I'm blazing up a fire. Oh, this is it. Hold on. What's going on, fam? Happy 4th of July if you're in the United States. Not a holiday I really celebrate for many reasons. 4th of July, Independence Day, was not independence for black people. Independence for the United States, yes. Pretty cool. But I am taking a walk right now. Taking a walk. Let me go a little further than what I was saying in that history. 1776. I think that was after slavery, because 1619 was when the first slaves were brought to, I forget which port, but 1619 was slavery started, and that's when a large amount of black people were brought to the United States to help farm. And then the Emancipation Proclamation happened many years later. So I have more of a celebration for that. It was a holiday that just passed called Juneteenth, and that was a celebration of, the freedom of slaves in the United States. So I celebrate that more than the 4th of July. So if you ask me if I'm patriotic, I'm happy to be in America. That's great. It's freedom. But patriotic, no. I would not say that. You wouldn't catch me waving a flag or any of that jazz. You might catch me waving an African liberation flag, or maybe a flag from the country that maybe I came from originally. People say I look like I'm from Ghana, so I may wave that flag. But nah, you won't catch me waving any American flag. Nope, not patriotic, not a patriot when it comes to that. But I'm blessed to be in America, and I give thanks. But anyway, I'm about to take this walk. It's about a mile. Oh, about a mile. Let's see where I'm going here. Take about a mile and some change walk. Just so you know, I'm training for this half marathon, but I have an injury. My left knee is swollen. So I don't know why, but because of that, I'm going to walk. I won't be running probably for another several weeks. Plus, when I drop the weight, it'll make it easier for me to run as I drop my weight. So yeah, once I drop my weight, it'll make it easier. And the way I'm dropping that weight is I'm doing 1 meal a day during the week. Now, that's gonna start in about 2 weeks. I started this week, taking a little break. Then I'm gonna eat sensibly coming up this week. Let me see, actually next week. And then I'm gonna go really hard 2 weeks from now. 1 meal a day. The way I get through the day without eating is I drink something called snake juice. There's this guy, he has something called a snake diet, where you take like water and then you combine it with apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon of sea salt, lemon juice, and I think that's it. And then you drink that during the day, and the electrolytes from the sea salt help you to keep to make sure you're not hungry. After you do it for a while, you get used to it, because I've been doing intermittent fasting for a while. But I'm gonna hit this because I have to. If I do not lose this weight, I swear I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna be hurting badly if I try to run a half marathon. So I'm working through this injury, and after we come back from this injury, we're gonna be gone. We're gonna hit it. All right, y'all, hang with me, and I'll show you my post after I finish this mileage. Alright fam, I finished my run, and I'm actually running kind of late. I'm trying to make this 4th of July parade for my kids. It starts at 10, but right now it's like 9:54, so I'm running a little late. My wife's like, oh, you're running late. Hey, we're gonna make it happen anyway. 4th of July, yeah! Patriotic, baby! It's like, not really, but we like to, we're blessed. However, I want to talk about something today, and that thing is forcing your way to success. I think I've talked about this in other videos. I'm still getting used to this camera shot. I got a new phone. Like it's not, my old phone was not as close as this, but I think this is a good shot. But forcing your way to success. Now, again, I did this before on my 30-day challenge, and I did it, and I had to stop the challenge because I had to study for my exam. I had to stop that challenge for a second and, pick it back up. When I stopped it, I gained some weight back. But it's all good because I'm forcing my way to success. You know how? I signed up for this half marathon. Guess how much that thing costs? It costs $120. Now, I'm paying to brutalize myself, right? I'm paying money to get brutalized. I'm paying money. Oh, man. I gotta drink some water. I'm paying money to run 13 miles. How about that? So that's what they call skin in the game. You sacrifice. You put something in the game, right? Then it's like, I got to run 13 miles. So there's a fear factor associated with that. Like, yo, because I've run marathons before. I've run 26 miles. If I do not lose this weight, woohoo, baby. Woohoo. Oh, I'm going to give you my marathon experience story. So there's a fear factor associated with that. Like, yo, because I've run marathons before. I've run 26 miles. If I do not lose this weight, woohoo, baby. Woohoo. Oh, I'm going to give you my marathon experience story. So when I ran my marathon, the first one I ran, I almost did not finish. I was lighter than I am now, but I was still heavy. I was a big dude. So in the middle of, well, actually at mile like 20, I fell down in cramps. I was cramping up and all that stuff, so much so that they called an ambulance. And the ambulance came, and I told them, man, I can't get up. I was just on the ground because I was cramping. And so the guy, the paramedic, he looked at me, he said, look, man, you only got 6 miles to go. If he didn't say that, I wouldn't have finished. Look, I can either take you to the hospital or you can just finish this thing out. I said, all right, let me finish it out. So I start walking. I'm hurting. I'm really feeling bad. I'm like almost throwing up or whatever it is. And then there's an experienced runner who, he didn't say that, I wouldn't have finished. Look, I can either take you to the hospital or you can just finish this thing out. I said, all right, let me finish it out. So I start walking. I'm hurting. I'm really feeling bad. I'm like almost throwing up or whatever it is. And then there's an experienced runner who, so yeah, let me continue this. So there's an experienced runner who runs past me, right? And he's experienced. He's like, yo, he looks at me in 1 second. He looks at me and like, yo, he's really hurting. He said, hey man, I know you're looking bad, man. You're gonna get through it. You want some Aleve? I don't know what it was. It was Aleve, Tylenol, whatever it was, aspirin. I don't care. He said, here, take some drugs, man. Boom. I took them joints. I took like 5 pills worth of Aleve or whatever it is. I didn't care what the heck he gave me. It relieved. I don't know what it was. It was Aleve, Tylenol, whatever it was, aspirin. I don't care. He said, here, take some drugs, man. Boom. I took them joints. I took like 5 pills worth of Aleve or whatever it is. I didn't care what the heck he gave me. It relieved the pain. And when you know this is mind over matter, right? So I keep going. I'm walking. And as you get closer toward the finish line, people start cheering for you. They're like, yes, you're going to do it. And the trainer who I trained with while I was running this marathon, he was looking for me. It took me like almost 6 hours to do this marathon. It's crazy, right? So he's looking for me. Has Kemet gotten back yet? So as you get close toward the finish line, there's more and more cheers. Yeah. Then I get toward, like, I guess maybe like about a mile toward the end, and I see my trainer. He's like, yeah, man, I'm glad you made it. Let's go. Let's run it to the end. And man, I was like, man, I don't know if I can run. He said, let's run it, man. And so my mind, it was a mind over matter. It took over and I started running. I don't know how the hell I ran, but I ran. And I ran toward the finish line. So that tells you that your mind is over your matter. So I'm telling you all this to say that, I got to get some water. You got to force your way to success. That means put yourself into uncomfortable. I ran, and I ran toward the finish line. So that tells you that your mind is over your matter. So I'm telling you all this to say that, I got to get some water. You got to force your way to success. That means put yourself into uncomfortable positions. You got to be uncomfortable in order to grow. Failure is a part of success. Again, I tell you again, but telling you this all the time. Failure is a part of success. It's a part of it. That means you have to work till you fail, then you work again. So I'm failing right now. I have an injury. I'm overweight. I'm not ready to run this thing, but I still have a few months, so I'm going to make it. All right, man, hang with me. Woo. Y'all hang with me. Peace.